Yo, what's going on YouTube? Listen, we're back for EBA Season 4, the Week 2 Team Builder. We're going against Mist, also known as Gabe. Gabe is a pretty good friend of ours from the draft, so excited to play him this week. So, without further ado, let's get into what we brought. So, this is the matchup. Gabe's team consists of Guillotine Origin, Trapagos, Iron Moth, Iron Boulder, Terra, Iron Weezing, Swampert, Iron Hands, Shaman, Fortress, Mabosef, Terradiplin, and Nacli. Now, instantly, I just wrote off Fortress, Mabosef, Terradiplin, and Nacli. And then pretty soon after starting my prep, I wrote off Iron Moth, as it just didn't look too great into me. Arcanine H, honestly, as an offensive set, could come in on its stabs pretty easily, and it needed to be like Specs Energy Ball to go. Garchomp could come in pretty easily on it. Crook could come in, Quack, Lunala. You get the gist of it. It just did not look too great to me. Wasn't really much it could do. So the 7 I was expecting were Giratina, Trapagos, Boulder, Weezing, Swampert, Hands, and Shaman. And then I've expected the last slot to be between Shaman and Pert. I expected Giratina, Trapagos, Boulder, Weezing, and Hands pretty much all the time. Shaman, I felt like would come if he wanted more support for my Quack and my Chomp, and then he would bring Pert if you wanted more support for my special attackers like Lunala and Espeon. So that's what I was expecting him to bring. Now the first thing I noticed on my side of the matchup was that his only two stoppers to Mence were Weezing and Iron Hands. So if I could get rid of one of them, then Mence open up a lot because they can't really like, consistently check like a straight offensive Mence. Even a set of Mence, they don't check super well if they're already chipped. So there's definitely something I could get around and like exploit there. I thought. And the thing I ended up the first thing I thought of was just like a super offensive special Mence. Draco does a lot of damage to hands, and Hurricane does a really good damage against Weezing. Now, Mence was one of the sets I tweaked the most in prep, like after mocks and stuff. Went from a spec set to like a bulky lefty set to a physical set to a DD set to the set it is now. Off of the set it was now back to a choice set. I think I went back to specs. Might have been banded. And I went back to the set I am now. So Men's went through the most changes on the team, but I definitely made the change I needed to. And I found that sweet spot on it. The other thing I noticed I really liked was Bandit Arcanine. Head Smash, Flare Blitz, and E-Speed were really good into him. With Head Smash hitting his entire team hard. Iron Hands was the only real swap in he had, and Hands takes like over 30% from a Head Smash. So it's like 35 if he's just like max attack with Spadef. Something he takes a lot from it. Hurt gets essentially 2-code. Tina almost gets 2-code, which is huge. And then without Swampert, he doesn't have great softs in the Flare Blitz. You know, Giratina will take it, but we take the chip on Giratina any day of the week. Arcanine was another one that went through a lot of changes. We had a Sash lead set. I had a Scarf set for a little bit that I didn't like. And then I found I really enjoyed the look of Bandit. Made a couple tweaks, but mostly remained the same. And then the first thing I noticed on his side was Crapagos was a bitch to deal with. Terra Starstorm, Dark Pulse, and Earth Power hit my entire team really hard, and it was a 1 or 2 go to everything. There wasn't really much I could do. A lead trap was really bad for me. Trapagos that stayed in the back was even worse for me. Wasn't really much I could do about it. I had to just accept pretty early in prep, that Trapagos would get a kill or two in the game, and there was nothing I could do about it. I should pick what I gave to it and hopefully like force the Trapagos to not come in at certain points and force it out later in the game rather than earlier. in a position where I don't have things that have already completed their role. I'm able to sack away. Um, so that's definitely tough. The other thing I really didn't like, if we soft lead, was Guillotine Origin. Jericho Shadow Ball Shadow Sneak were like if Guillotine Origin could only bring 3 moves, it would still be unreal against me. Uh, Draco hit my entire team super hard, except for Klefki. Klefki did not want to take a Shadow Ball. Klefki also did not look the greatest in the matchup. Shadow Sneak does like 40% Lunala through shield, which is unreal. And then it breaks it, lets something else come and revenge. So I really expected a special Giratina. I did expect this thing to lead, as lead Giratina was messing me up in mocks. The first night I really banged up my prep. I was up till 6 a.m. tweaking about this guy. Uh, I was saying, like, matchups unwinnable. If he leads Giratina, there's nothing I can do about it. I just lose instantly. Um, yeah, it was really, really tough. I don't usually get that way. I try not to as much as I can. But it was not looking good. Thankfully, I had some goats help me. Shout out to Sage and Hunter for all the mocks this week. And shout out Kaz for some build support. I messaged him when I was tweaking about Giratina, and then he helped me make some changes to my team. I really ended up liking. Now, first mon we ran this week, we had as the Lunala, the goat, running Light Clay, Lunala with Light Screen, Moonblast, and Teleport. You're not seeing that wrong. We the bot just did not give us Moongeist. There's nothing else to say about it. I normally build my mons legit, but this week I had to do something last minute, and I didn't have everything ready to build my mons. So instead of making Gabe wait, I just gen my mons in, gen them quickly. Didn't double check them like I should have, and we didn't have Moongeist on them all. And I didn't notice this super late in the game. But it really sucked because Moongeist is one of the big changes Mink has made. So I not having that, even without having the fourth move, if it was like Late Stream we didn't have, or Moonblast or Teleport, it wouldn't have been as bad as not having Moon. So when all this week the EVs we had enough speed for just max speed Giratina. We had enough special attack, so a Terra Dark Iron Boulder that is crept down to Espeon with the rest of the HP. Moonblast into a hit from a later mon will always kill. Terra Dark was the expected Terra just because of Klefki T-Wave. And I put the rest of the HP. The plan with this Lunala is it isn't the greatest offensive mon, as Trapagos destroys it 1v1. Giratina beats it 1v1. Swampert beats it 1v1. Trapagos means I can't spam Moongeist. She isn't the greatest. At one point I was saying like Lunala was like borderline unbringable here, which I do still kind of think it wasn't a great mon in the matchup. I think I may have been able to get more value of another one mon, but it's so hard to leave an Uber in Uber's league, especially this format. Um, then we got Lunala stuff that I liked. The so playing with Lunala was getting on something that it really can't say on you, whether that be hands or like boulder that's not Terra Dark. Getting Wheezing, Shame, and something. Going for a light screen on essentially force Trapagos swap. If Trapagos is there, if it's in the back, it's gonna be Lunalamon. And then be able to teleport out into Garchomp or Quabble. We started off as a Power Herb set on Lunala. Never did anything in Mox. Then I went to like a Colbur set or a Cassie set. Never worked. Almost ran a Calm Mindset that looked decently well, but Shadow Sea Giratina essentially OHKO'd me. And I found the screens. I started off as a dual screen one with only Psychic, but I didn't like that, so we pivoted off of that. This is one of the changes me and Kaz made. I just really liked change, but unfortunately the bot messed up the set. Now, moving into our second mon we brought Die, the Garchomp. Rocking loaded dice this week with Scale Shot, Earthquake, Ironhead, Sword Dance. 96 HP, 252 attack, 160 speed, Jolly Nature. So SC Gear Jump looks really strong this week. As we are able to get a steal off fairly freely against this team. If we're able to weaken down that G-Zing, plus 2 Ironhead, we'll be able to KO it. We need to be like 60, 70% to be able to OHKO with the Ironhead. They use max Vizdef. And then once Weezing goes down, EQ and Skill Shot look very, very good. Guillotine is his other swap into EQ, but we will always hit with Guillotine. We can just Scale Shot it. He doesn't have a good swap to Scale Shot. And then plus 2 EQ is able to chip. It almost OHKOs everything, and the things it doesn't, it's able to chip down in range of other things to be able to pick them off. It's one of our main win cons this week. We are able to get in on hurt, get in on a chip down Giratina, and just put off an insane amount of offensive pressure. We don't have to really care about how long the scare jump stays around. We can get out there. We can do some damage. We can move on. There's anything else we have to do. Start off as a defensive set with hazards. Quickly realized I had to change to full offensive pace. I just couldn't outlast this team. I didn't have enough offense to be able to play the long game with them, so swept a full offensive team. And I think this Garchomp was a big missing piece in the puzzle. Just really happy I nailed that out fairly quickly. Moving on to the next mon we brought, we got Step in Voss Quavel. Running Moxie Citrus Berry this week with 60 HP, 252 attack, 196 speed, Adamant Nature. Running max attack, speed for Boulder, 1 more +1, and that should put the rest in HP. Heavy offense team, so I don't really care about optimizing any of the EVs. I got the speed I need to go max attack. Rocking Sword Dance, Aqua Step, Triple Axle, and CC. Getting in on something that is low and forcing it out, giving us a free SD is the plan. Or getting behind the light screen in front of Trapagos and getting an SD. The Quavel's in a weird position, like when we're neutral, we threaten almost nothing, but then that +1, we threaten a lot. We threaten Giratina, Boulder, Part, Moth, Trapagos, Shaman. That's a lot of mons. Weezing and Iron Hands are the only two that we don't, but a little chip on them we can, so it's a really good thing. Citrus Berry is there just to help us take some hits better. There's some calcs like screens and Trapagos, and like Moth and Giratina after Drago and stuff like that, where Citrus Berry gives us what we need to be able to live to, get an SD up, get a Aqua Step off, and then move from there. In a position where he thinks he can stop stringing SD and Aqua Step off, but then it just isn't able to. Quavel's like our main win con this week. I think looks a lot better than Garchomp sweeping. I think we have enough offense to force him into a position where Quavel can just get in and win as well. I think that's the main thing I was missing last week. So I do really like that about the space team. Moving to the next mon, we have our dedicated lead, Owen the Salmons. Intimidate with the Dragon Fang, 12 defense, 252 special attack, 244 speed, modest nature, Dragon Pulse, Draco Meteor, Hurricane, and Air Slash on this guy. So Terra Dragon, men's is one of the few leads that I found won every scenario. We lead into Moth, Terra Dragon Draco. Lead into Giratina, Terra Dragon Draco. If he's max Trapagos, Terra Dragon Dragon Pulse into Draco. He's dead. Boulder, if he's not Terra Fairy, Terra Dragon Draco. Like you can see the pattern. We also have really good speed tier this week, where we are able to get a kill with Sky off lead and then still be able to save him and put off a lot of offensive pressure mid to late game. Not really have to worry about too much. We had to go modest to do it, but we can thankfully always OHKO max GP Trapagos with Terra Dragon, Dragon Pulse into Terra Dragon, Draco Meteor. So being able to beat a lead Trapagos is really big. But not only that, we are able to beat Max HP Giratina with just a raw Draco. We don't even have to Terra to always beat it. So being able to have a mon to beat those top two was really important for me, as they were the two leads that I was really struggling to beat no matter what I brought. I could build a Crocodile to beat a Giratina, but I would lose a Trap. I could build it on the beat Trap, but it would lose a Giratina. So it's a bunch of stuff like that that I just did not love. But I finally hit the sweet spot with Ments. I love type boosting Terras as well, if you could not tell. Getting rid of that flying or that flying typing, get rid of the rockings is big for Boulder too, so we can take a Mighty Cleave fairly well. Now moving to Hurricane Air Slash Back. We are running just dual stab for everything, but if he swaps Weezing GN on from Giratina or something early game, Air Slash puts him in range of a Garchomp. Yeah, so Air Slash chip from Salmon's puts him in range of a +2 Iron from Garchomp, but it also puts him in range of a Hurricane, so we can just fire off the Hurricane, hope to get the KO. Now, one of the things I kept struggling with in mocks is a T-Spike Weezing, but this lead Ments either stops that or forces Weezing to give me another mon. If I Air Slash on the turn, he T-Spikes, Hurricane, and I hit, and I kill, he's dead, no T-Spike. Or if he attacks me, my bad. If I Air Slash on turn, he attacks me, I Hurricane, no T-Spike. If I Air Slash on turn, he T-Spikes, I Hurricane, he's dead. I'm at full, I get another kill, so I really liked how Ments looked this week. I really like the lead Ments being able to beat his top two. I feel like it was a nice cushion that I was missing before I had it. Moving to our next mon for the week, we have Wear Shoes and Go to the Espeon. Espeon rocking Terra Psychic this week with Magic Round, Choice Scarf, Psyshock, Shadow Ball, Alarm Voice, and Trick. We have 4 HP, 252 special attack, 252 speed, timid nature. Now, this is a weird mon this week. It's not the greatest mon. It's not the worst mon. I really just wanted a mon to be faster than just a normal boulder. I didn't want banded boulder to be able to go in against me. Also liked having a mon that could speed tie the Iron Moth. So we have Trick there to we're in a position where it's like, well, he has to sack him on the bold. I send out my Espeon. It might look like I'm sacking my Espeon, but I can trick him with Scarf. And if he's locked into Mighty Cleave, I can separate Quavel or Garchomp. If he's locked into EQ, I can do Garchomp, Terra Dark, Terra Blast, Quavel. It just opens up a lot more opportunities for setup. Alone Voice is there because if he is Terra Dark, Moonblast and Lunala into Alarm Voice from Espeon, it will always go. That was the calc we had. We put enough special attack in Lunala, so Moonblast into Alarm Voice from Espeon will always kill a Crept Iron Boulder that was Terra Dark. Psyshock is there because I expect if he does bring Swampert, it'll be a Super Dev version. So Psyshock just hits harder than Psychic. And Double is there for a non-Terran Boulder. And then there for the Giratina. Yeah, there isn't too much to do with Espeon. Match rounds could be nice with the Weezing potential T-Spikes. Or Moth and the potential T-Spikes. But I didn't really feel like there were many things I wanted to go for specific lives with Espeon. So I just went with Max Mix that gave me the speed tie with Moth, that gave me most amount of damage. We're going heavy offense. We're not taking that many hits hopefully. Each mon is like 1 hit, 2 hit, dead. So yeah, Terra Espeon is okay in the matchup, not the greatest, but not the worst. Now moving into our last one, we have Lycan Wolves, the Suin Arcanine. Running Extreme Speed, Head Smash, Flippers, and Psychic Fangs, Rockhead with Choice Band. Like I was talking about in the startup to this, we are rocking 4 HP, 252 attack, 252 speed with the Jelly nature. This Arcanine is really good into him. If we can get into a position where we have a free head smash, we're essentially picking up a kill. We're either forcing in hands, doing a whole lot of damage, and then being able to swap into Lunala, and then have hands be in a position where it dies to 2 more. We can throw a KO on Weezing from decent health. Threat in the KO1, Boulder, like Moth from full, Shaman from full, we 2-go Pert, we do a lot to Giratina. There's really a safe switch as to this thing. And it's just gonna be really nice to break something open and then allow Quaffle or Garchomp people to sweep the endgame. EVs on this Arcanine is just max speed, Jelly to fly, Giratina, max stack, 4 HP. I wanted to go Adamant because it gave me a lot more nicer rolls, but if you did decide to take the tie on Arcanine with Giratina, and I went for it, or I went for the head smash, and then he killed me, it was just horrible for me. It put me in a horrible spot. So I wanted to at least take the speed tie to at least force him to win it, to put me in that spot. But if we win it, or if he isn't max speed, we are in a great spot after the head smash. Arcanine's a fairly decent swap in Iron Moth 2, which, as you can see, I don't really prep for defensively, so it is nice to have a one-time swap to that thing, be able to fire off a hit, as only really specs E-Ball can do damage to me. But yeah, that is going to be our 6 for the week. You can see my predicted 6 up in the corner. I expect them to bring Giratina, Trap Ghost, Terra Boulder with Electric or Dark to avoid T-Wave from Klefki, Weezing G, Iron Hand, and Shaman. I think he does need the Shaman for Quaffle and Garchomp. So this week I'm hoping Quaffle can be the one to take it home. The Terra Dragon Mence, it's going to be a great lead. Screen Lunala will hopefully be able to support Quaffle with Moongeist and Moonblast there to break Trap Ghost's shield if it comes in, shoot that Shaman down if it comes in, or deal damage to Boulder / Hands if they are in. Espeon is there to trigger on Scarf on something, or just be able to do a decent amount of chip to something mid to late game, and then open up one of our sweepers, and then Arcanine's there just to break them on mid game, send the Arc out, take a kill. That's all we need from it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. I will see you all tomorrow for the upload of week 2. Yeah, that is gonna be for me. I will see you all next time. Peace.